Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Jane is off tonight. The start of the new year means new laws and rules are going into effect. And one federal rule will require hospitals to post all their prices online. So head to KREM.com/vote or hit the Vote Now tab on the KREM 2 app and let us know if you'll check out the online prices before picking your care provider. Meantime, hospitals say the information may not be that helpful to consumers. KREM 2's Casey Decker looked into it.
It's one of the biggest and most common types of sticker shock. You go to the hospital for what seems like a simple visit and get handed a massive bill. Well, a new federal rule aims to help prevent those kinds of surprises. It requires hospitals to post the standard pricing for all their procedures online in an easy-to-read format. Now, this rule comes directly from the Department of Health and Human Services. This isn't the result of any law passed by Congress or an order from the president. It takes effect January 1st, 2019, so hospitals need to be ready. We reached out to Multicare and Providence, the companies that run Deaconess and Sacred Heart, to see if they're ready. Multicare said all its prices will be posted by December 31st. Providence, however, said it won't be ready until the end of January. So just how helpful will this information actually be? Well, the data that is going online is called the Charge Master, and that's literally just a list of all the things a hospital can charge you for. Now, there are two issues here. One, the listed prices are not likely going to be the actual price you'll pay. If you have insurance, your insurance company probably has made deals with the hospitals. Hospitals provide insurers with different, lower rates than what's on the Charge Master. And those rates vary between hospitals and insurers. So if you're hoping to use this new rule to price shop, it may not be that useful. Hospitals say asking your insurers about cost is probably the better move. Two, you can't be sure what procedures you'll need. The items listed on the Charge Master are pretty specific and can be tricky to decipher without a medical background. In the same vein, it's pretty hard to predict exactly what services the doctors are going to provide. So the new rule will add a level of transparency to medical costs. However, there are still a lot of complexities that mean the online lists won't necessarily be super useful for price shopping. But the agency that's enacting this rule says they're not done yet. They plan to enact other transparency measures in the future.
And in terms of that question we asked you at the start of that story, will you check online prices before picking a care provider? Right now, about 67% of you say yes, you will. The other 32% now say no, we will not. Well, the new year also brings some new laws here in Washington. Starting January 1st, people under the age of 21 will not be able to buy a semi-automatic rifle. That's because of the voter-approved Initiative 1639 that was approved back in November. Also in January, the state is cracking down on the misuse of service animals. Violators could face a $500 fine for misrepresentation of a service animal. The statewide minimum wage will increase to $12 an hour. Washington's new family and medical leave law also goes into effect. All right, turning to our local forecast now. In Spokane, we saw about 3 inches of snow last night, and we'll likely see more by the end of the week. Michelle Boss in the KREM 2 Weather Center tracking the details. Michelle?
Yep, we got another round of snow coming in, but it's going to be a little bit different flavor than the one we saw yesterday. Yesterday's snow came with very cold temperatures, and none of it melted away overnight. If you still haven't gotten your shoveling done, this next round of snow is going to come with some warm air afterwards. So we're looking at the snow moving in Friday night into Saturday, and we'll initially have temperatures cold enough we're just going to see plain old snow, but by Saturday morning warmer air is going to be mixing in. We could see a brief period of freezing rain as it transitions from snow to rain, and then with temperatures warming up, we're going to see some snow melting and see some rain on top of that. But overall, snow accumulations of 1 to 3 inches with a lot of that melting by Saturday afternoon. Currently, temperatures are pretty chilly out there. 24 in Spokane. We didn't even make it up to 30 this afternoon. It's 25 in Coeur d'Alene and Deer Park. Looks like Lewiston's one of the fewer spots that is actually above freezing right now, in the teens right now in Mazama and Omak. So chilly temperatures up there. They've got a little bit of clearing skies leading to some colder air, but for the rest of us, mostly cloudy skies. The areas that clear out tonight will likely see patchy fog forming overnight. We'll see lows down into the lower 20s. Cloudy skies, patchy fog possible, and then just another cold day for most of the day tomorrow with cloudy skies, highs in the upper 20s. The snow will move in tomorrow night.
All right, Michelle, thanks so much. Meantime, crews from the city of Spokane are still out tonight working to clear the snow. The city tells us crews are working 20 hours a day. Tonight, 12 de-icer and sand trucks are still out there. They are focusing on the hills, school zones, and major arterials. The city says they will not do any residential plowing tonight. Well, driving in the snow is just part of living in the inland Northwest, and if you've lived here long enough, you've probably learned a thing or two. Well, earlier this month, KREM 2's Alexa Block caught up with some locals who are veterans in the snow to get their winter driving wisdom. And with today's snowy conditions, we thought it was worth sharing again.
How long have you been driving in Spokane? Your whole life, right?
Oh, God. 70 years.
And what advice do you have for drivers out there?
Quit driving fast because they think they're on bare pavement and they're going down the road 50, 60 miles an hour.
All my life, yeah. I've been in Spokane probably for 40 years. One time I slid all the way back, had to turn around, and then come the other way because my little car was not coming up that hill.
Getting up those hills in Spokane.
It can be a challenge. I would recommend being as prepared as possible.
My wife, when she was alive, was a terrible driver, and I said, well, I guess I'll have to give you some driving lessons. She seen red lights come on down there on a car about a mile away. She'd slam on the brake. I said, you're gonna get rear-ended, lady.
An instance already where I had to use a chain this year. And it was on just a back road that had snow and ice on it, and it was just from a very small snowfall. But I couldn't make it without the chain. So being prepared with chains, snow tires make a huge difference.
Can you usually tell if someone's maybe from out of town or?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can always tell if they're from over on the other side because they just don't really know how to drive in it.
Oh, sure, they don't know how to drive.
You've got to get that mindset that it's just going to take longer to stop, take longer to get going too.
It's not rocket science to know that you have to slow down in the conditions, but yeah, you can always tell.
People just need to slow down, take their time.
They got to remember they need to slow down. And people don't slow down.
It's always that first one that is the most difficult. And of course, if there's a big gap between snowfalls, it's like you've got to start and learn it all over again.
You still have to go to work, you know?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You just got to learn to take it easy.
Good advice, and looks like a great cafe as well. Well, he is a fourth-generation Coug. The senior linebacker Peyton Pallure is a fan favorite on the team this year, and he has the opportunity to do something no other Coug in his family has. KREM 2's Brennan Green is live in San Antonio tonight after catching up with his family. Brennan, good evening.
Mark, last year Peyton Pallure suffered a season-ending foot injury against Oregon State. Due to that injury, he was granted a 6th year of eligibility. So basically, without that unfortunate event, Peyton wouldn't be experiencing this season in the same way. Two people who also wouldn't be experiencing this season in the same way, his parents, Kim and Scott. I sat down with both of them today.
Like Peyton always says, it's just been a blessing.
Tomorrow will be Peyton Pallure's 54th and final game as a Coug.
He has fun. He has fun all the time, but they've really enjoyed this year. Really enjoyed. Good. They're all really close. They all do things together.
And it will also be Kim and Scott Pallure's final time seeing their son don a Coug's jersey.
Just really proud. Very proud of him, and very proud of the way he holds himself, very proud of the way he's a leader on that team. He wears the same number I wore, which is even more amazing. And I mean, it's just, we just feel like extremely blessed. Very, I mean, you know, this is a bonus year. We were hoping to get, you know, and he's been healthy the whole year, knock on wood. And we're just very, very thankful and very, very fortunate to be able to be a part of this.
The Pallures are a big WSU football family, with Peyton being the 4th generation of Pallures to play for the Cougs. But he has a chance to do something on Friday that no other Pallure has ever done.
Chance for 11 wins is even more special. It's amazing. Never been done. Be the ending of an amazing career and a great year for the Cougs. Be an awesome way to end it. So we're just hoping and praying that's the way it ends. So we'll see what happens.
We would love that for all of the boys.
Yeah, not only our son.
What could be a record-breaking season is just one of the things his family hopes is a part of Peyton's WSU legacy.
Just that he's seen as a leader and that he's part of the team that's won the most games ever ever played here. I mean, the most games in a season that nobody else has ever done, and he's part of that team and a leader on that team. And that he's been a diehard. He's been a great Coug. That's probably the best thing.
Just a fiercely loyal Coug who loves his school and his team, and just meant the world to him to be a part of it. Really did.
When Peyton leaves the field Friday night, he'll be the last of this generation of Palours to wear the crimson and gray. And that, above anything else, makes this loyal Coug family emotional.
I'm trying not to think about it, truthfully, because I get teary. It's been a long time, and we've enjoyed it so much, and a lot has happened, you know, good and bad, and sad and happy, but here we are, and we get to enjoy this one last time with our boy, his friends, our dear friends that we've all made over this last 6 years.
Mark, I'm outside Rita's on the river right now. It's where WSU is going to have their radio show in just an hour. You can see a lot of fans here, a lot of Iowa State fans here. And there is the Iowa State flag, or excuse me, the Washington State flag behind me. I will be going around talking to a few WSU fans tonight, and we'll bring you that at 10 and 11. Reporting on the Riverwalk, I'm Brenna Green from 2 Sports.
Brenna, thanks so much. Looks a little warmer down in Texas compared to here in Spokane. Also, much to be proud of for the Palour family. A reminder for you, the number 13 Cougs and the number 24 Cyclones set to kick off in the Alamo Bowl tomorrow at 6 p.m. You can watch the game on ESPN. WSU is favored to win, so fingers crossed. Still ahead tonight, drones are a hot holiday gift, but not following federal guidelines could get you into trouble. So we're breaking down the top things you need to know coming up next.